Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we're back in the Edit Midstream, ready to venture into the Wells of Langflood with Glóin, Imák and Venko. So what's next, Glóin?
We're all arrived, my friend.
We're all arrived, my friend. This is the path that will take us to the foggy basin of Misthallow, through which runs the tributaries of a familiar river. The folk of this northern lands named it Langflood, but you would call it the Great River or Anduin. The raiding party from Gundabad was spotted somewhere near the Wells of Langflood. That is where we must go. So, let me see what we have in here. Agility, Vitality, Critical Rating, Evade. So basically I could take this one, but Agility, Vitality, Critical Defense Resistance rating, yeah. Yeah. This is a great upgrade to our cloak. So yeah.
We will need to work together if we are to see this task accomplished.
Imák, Venko, do you not agree? Now, what do we have here? We have a new deed for the Legacy of Durin, yeah. So we have 11 chapters and the epilogue as usual. So we have already completed chapter 1, and let us start with chapter 2.
None of us want to travel together, but each of us has reason to hate the Orcs.
Let that purpose unify us, and in a day or two, once the raiding party is destroyed, we need not remain companions. Let us look forward to that, and we should have little reason to complain. The Wells of Langflood await us, and after we can return to our own concerns. I have never seen the lands along the Langflood, but we should keep watch for places at which we might camp, shelter from the wind and from the threats that might roam near.
Do not speak to me as if I were a mere child, Glóin.
You are my elder in years, it is true, and your beard is white, but you spend no time in the dungeons of Sauron as I have. Doubt not that I will match both you and Beriathan in courage. A raiding party of orcs. I have proven far better against much worse, so do not treat me as some youthful stripling. Once we arrive in Misthallow, we will need to find a place to camp, and that means fighting whatever aggressive beasts stray near our prospective campsite. I will slay my share of the creatures so long as you pull your own weight. I don't know, I found that funny. Maybe some people will find Imák annoying, I don't know. I mean, of course there's a lot of tension right now between the dwarves, but from what I remember, the relationship does develop in a good way. Your companion suggested that you find a safe place to camp in Misthallow. Alright, so... yeah, you see, we came here from the north. Alright, so... there we go. What's done is done. I have never done the place, the Wells of Langflood like this. Coming from the north first. But I guess we'll find out soon enough how is the experience like this. Oh, come on. Okay, we have Beast Slayer. We need to defeat 80 beasts. So it doesn't seem so bad. I hope. It's just that there are not that many beasts right now. Nothing so far. I hope all you dwarven guys are pulling your own weight as well. I'm doing my part, and let's hope you're doing yours. upgrades the music though. And the fog too, they don't call it Misthallow for nothing. Oh, jeez. What do we got here? Please. The hunting cats of Misthallow have grown larger and fiercer than many of their kind, and they stalk the hills and valleys along the Langflood in search of prey. They are held in the grip of some vile evil and hunt not for food but for sport, toying cruelly with their victims before ending their lives. You should defeat these malicious beasts before their hunt begins anew. And why didn't you count that one? Alright. So yeah, looking for a place to camp. Even though the sun is just coming out, so I think the time for camping has already ended, but, well, we still need to find a place to camp, I guess. Oh, trolls. Right. Alright, it seems the badgers count for the quest. I feel kind of bad for the badgers. I mean, they have not done anything to me, but I guess I need to defeat all 8 beasts before scouting the camping locations just to be safe. And yeah, badgers and means they haven't done anything to me. They are far more dangerous creatures. But well, I take what I can get, you know. Oh, did you see me from there? Alright, so Goblin and Orc Slayer in the Wells. And for that we need 160, that seems more like it. This campsite location is shaded by dense vegetation, but might serve. What about... I guess... here? This campsite location is sheltered on one side by sheer rock. So we'll continue looking for potential campsite locations, I guess. Huh. Imák nods appreciatively. This will do, he says. Alright, so we have reached this point. You can see here, on the other side of these rocks, we have a camp. And in here we have LOTRO. And what is he doing here? Well, this is not to continue the quest we already have with him. For that we need to go to Limlók. But the second part of his quest starts in here. But we're gonna do the first one before we do the second one. Only makes sense, right? So, how do you like the camp, my 3 dwarven friends? And what comes next for us?
Aye, this place will do.
Let me find my tinderbox and I will get a fire started.
You have no doubt heard of the quest for the Lonely Mountain, have you not?
I understand our burglar wrote quite a tale of our adventure. I mean no disrespect to his skill with a pen when I say it likely cannot compare to the real experience of the thing. Of course, we spend most of the time being either wet or cold, or both at once. And it is the nature of memory to stand off the rough edges until only the glory and excitement remains. Still, that was an adventure. I do not know if Bilbo recorded it in his book, but my brother Owen and I were responsible for getting the fires going whenever we stopped to camp. Well, that he did record. Our tinderboxes saw much use, and in far bleaker places than this one. While I see if I still have the skill, I suggest you help our companions unpack their belongings. We will rest here for a while before we set out in search of the raiding party in earnest. Alright. Getting ready.
Yes, very well. If you wish to make yourself helpful, do not let me stop you.
We will not rest here for long, but I would welcome the chance to adjust the contents of these satchels. They have settled uncomfortably and caused me some discomfort while we walked. If you unpack that bag for me, I will rearrange the contents while we rest, but expect no thanks for it, man. Alright, so you mean your pack, okay. You help Imák unpack some of his belongings. Oi! Leave that alone, Imák barks at you. Alright.
Not that one. Can you not follow directions?
Alright, sorry. Leave that cover be, man, for that is no business of yours. Poking around in my things like a common brigand. Bah! Imák throws his hands into the air. No, it is fine, Beriathan, I should have said something first. That coffer contains a number of keepsakes, mere curios really, but they are objects of some sentimentality for me. They remind me of friends and family less fortunate than I am. Some were not able to escape from Mordor, and others knew freedom for only a short time. Listen, Beriathan, I am sorry I yelled at you. I am a little on edge because my nose is telling me there are works about. No, it is true. My sense of smell is very acute. If my nose says there are works a-hunting nearby, then works nearby are a-hunting. Search for tracks to the southeast and tell me it is not so. It is the least you can do after disturbing my privacy as you have done. Well, apology accepted, and appreciated too.
We should not spend too long here in idleness.
I understand few folk live alongside the river this far north, but those who do will be in greater danger from such a raiding party as the one we seek. You ask Venko if he needs any help unpacking his belongings. No, Beriathan, thank you. We Shelruka learned long ago the value of unencumbered travel and carry very little on our mountain journeys. So what do we have here? A Shelruka axe. And a Shelruka sword.
Leave those alone. Those belong to my brothers.
And I would have no other hands touch them. Venko scowls at you, but after a moment's glory he relents with a sigh. I am sorry. Do not think me rude. The three of us came west to seek our rightful home. Me, my younger brother Duzek, and my eldest brother Lekun. I wish now we had stayed in the east, but what sense is there in dwelling upon it? My brothers were both slain when the Frost Horde attacked, and now it falls on me alone to fulfill the purpose with which we set out. If the Shelruka are ever given a home to call our own, I will hang my brother's weapons above my mantelpiece and at last know peace. Until that day, I will bear Krupshar and Rankova with me, but they will not see battle. The Shelruka were promised a place in Gundabad long ago, but they never reached it. Do you think your friend Durin will honor this ancient offer if he is able to retake the mountain from the Orcs? I do not mind telling you I have my doubts, Beriathan. But that is a worry for the future. For now, I think of my fallen brothers and mourn that they will not see the gates of Gundabad, or the cracks of Erderslade, or the famed Reichfoss of Graelyn. I have had an idea. We are not that far from the roaring waterfalls of Misthallow, Beriathan. I charge you to find a good vantage point to the north, and look at the nearest of the three sisters, the Reichfoss of Graelyn, in honor of my brothers. Return then to me and I would be grateful to hear your description of it. Where do I go first? I think looking for the works is closer and more urgent as well. If there are works in the vicinity, we need to keep an eye open. Suddenly a hunting work is upon you. Let him come. Okay, we have Work Slayer. Imák was right, but he needn't be told this is one of the campsites you considered. Alright, we're gonna keep the secret. If you wish.
You found the hunting ward, didn't you?
No need to say that word, Beriathan, I know it is true. Imák nods with satisfaction, a pleased smile creeping onto his face. I have always had a heightened sense of smell, but in Mordor it became a matter of survival. I developed a nose for danger. Nowhere was ever truly safe, but I was able to sniff out the worst of the dangers and steer clear of them. That skill is still with me. I could not ignore it if I tried. Like the keepsakes I brought out of Mordor, it is a constant reminder of my time toiling in fear of Sauron. I cannot forget, and will not. Imák falls silent. Oh, we're gonna have a meal? Okay. I will eat in silence as well.
Imák was right about the hunting ward.
Of all my senses, my sense of smell has never been specially potent. Now my sense of taste is another thing entirely. I have a taste for beer and for roasted mutton, although we may not have much of either on this journey. But Imák was right about the hunting work. Perhaps he should take the first watch and let his nose alert us to any approaching dangers.
Imák endured much during his captivity in Mordor.
Never have I been within the borders of that land, and never have I heard anything pleasant about it. I do know this. I would not wish to have a heightened sense of smell in that place. For that, Imák has my sympathy. Okay, well, we are done with Imák's request now. Oh jeez. As I was saying, now we can see to Venko's request. Far to the north, it seems. So where am I supposed to look from? From here you have a commanding view of the mighty Reichfoss, which I think is this waterfall in here. You stare in silence as the waters of the Reichfoss cascade from the heights. Yeah, I mean, it's a good view, but I think there are better vantage points. Anyway, Venko should be happy with us as well, I hope, so that we can continue on to the next stage of our journey. Okay, here we go.
You have returned from the Reichfoss.
You have returned from the Reichfoss? Tell me, Beriathan, what did you make of this mighty waterfall of Misthallow? You give Venko your impression of Reichfoss from the vantage point you found, and the Shelruka can nod solemnly. Thank you, Beriathan. My brothers and I promised to look upon the Three Sisters on our approach to Gundabad, but the Frost Horde ensured that promise was not to be kept. I still look forward to my first view of the falls, but I am pleased you have done so in memory of Dusek and Lekhun. Venko falls silent, contemplating his brother's weapons. So now it's time to drink.
The Shelruka has my sympathy, but no more and no less than anyone else.
We have all lost people. The Shelruka has my sympathy, but no more and no less than anyone who has suffered the same. Let the memory of his brother strengthen his resolve and toughen his spirit.
It seems that Longbeards and Shelruka know the same sorrows.
And Venko has my sympathy. I too have lost a brother. Oin went to Moria with Balin and died there. Some dwarfs would be content to live out their lives in safety and in peace, but not my brother. Nor would I, before you say it. Neither would our Sheldruka companion, it seems. He still intends to see the sites that were denied to his brothers, and plans no defeated return to the Eastern lands. I find that commendable.
I told you I still possess the fire-making skill.
If Oin were still alive, he would have had this fire going in half the time. My brother was the only one of Thorin's company who could match me at campfire lightning. Well, I suppose Gandalf could have, if he set his mind to it. But in my recollection, he never offered to light a campfire, no matter how wet or cold we might have been. He would only set things ablaze when there were works about, and never only for convenience. I suppose that is the way of wizards. They feel the cold less than dwarves, and they are less considerate as well. But you did not hear that from me, Beriathan, I beg you. Don't you worry.
I understand you fought alongside my son Gimli a number of recent battles.
I understand you fought alongside my son Gimli at a number of recent battles, Beriathan. I look forward to hearing about them. Every people has its own way of recording the history of war, but there is none so detailed or pleasant to the ear as that of the dwarves. My people have had a great deal of practice at both the conduct of war and its description. Yes, I have lived a life of battle and would prefer no other. I told you before that I fought at the Battle of Azanulbizar. Others of my kind earned glorious epithets like Oakenshield or Ironfoot, and the dead were so numerous that they could not be entombed. Instead, they were burned, and the honor of the burned dwarfs of Azanulbizar will not be forgotten. I slew my share of orcs in the Dimbril Dale, and I dare say I made my father proud. I expect it will be the same with Gimli when he shares his account of his own fighting in the south. Azanulbizar closed that war, but it was not the only such war between dwarves and orcs. Nor would it be the last. It was the sixth, sometimes called by my people the Great Orc War. We held Gundabad again during that war, but only briefly, and after the losses at Azanulbizar, King Thane had neither the heart nor the warriors to reclaim it. The Longbeards became a people in exile. Alright, so now Imák and Venko.
Glóin speaks as if only Longbeards fought at Azanulbizar, but it was not so.
Warriors from every dwarf clan came together to fight the orcs, and my people too numbered among the burnt dwarves. Indeed, the Sheldruka know the pain of a life in exile as well as the Longbeards ever did, and we still do. For dwarves of my clan fought in that war as well, not so many as the Longbeards or the other dwarf clans perhaps, but there was glory earned by stat axes at Azanulbizar. Indeed, I would claim a greater share of the glory for what was cast a doom to the stat axes. Theirs was a selfless battle born out of friendship with the other clans and hatred for their shared ancient enemies. The Longbeards might do well to remember the heroism of my people in those years, and treat them with greater respect.
I meant no offense, my companions.
I did not forget the contributions of the other clans at Azanulbizar. Beriathan will vouch for me. Did I not speak of these very contributions to Durin before we departed from Skarhalt? I did. Indeed, the other clans are not descended from Durin the Deathless, but they revere him still as the eldest of dwarves, the first to awake. Any insult to his heirs is an insult to all dwarves, and no dwarf clan would permit such a cruelty as that done by Azak, the fearsome orc that slew Thror, the father of Thane. Each of the clans responded, and so it was that Azak met his doom. There was glory enough for all, of course there was, and triumph not just for Durin's folk but for all. You know that to be true. I did not mean to offend. The conversation ebbs once again, and your companions eat and drink in silence. So there we go again.
I spoke over hastily, for I am skilled with my axe, but less so with words.
If Gimli were here, he would speak with more polish. He has always been more well-spoken than I, and he has a better grasp of the niceties than his father ever has. By my beard, Beriathan, what is this expression you wear? Have you not found that to be true?
I think that is enough rest for now.
Let us find the raiding party before this old dwarf trips upon his own beard and offends our companions further. Few people live in these lands, but I understand the forebears of the Rohirrim once lived alongside the Anduin somewhere in Misthallow. Their town was named Framsburg, and I expect it lies on the rocky spur to the west of us. Let us see if anyone lives there now and find out what they may know of the raiding party from Gundabad. I will help put away our campsite and meet you there, Beriathan. Alright, so I guess Leothred, it's gonna get quite jealous when I tell him I came to Framsburg without him, but we will still have the chance of going to Framsburg together, so I hope he doesn't mind that much. Now, before I go, I'm gonna open these runes, gonna equip this cloak, and I think I will most likely not equip this pocket item, of course, but this is the one I'm gonna be using, I believe, when we are ready to start leveling again. By all means, this is far better than the other one. Okay, so off to Framsburg we go now. As you see here, we are really close. We just need to cross this bridge in here. I didn't see you there. The town of Framsburg has long since fallen into disrepair.
We did not come here for nothing. The town may still speak to us.
When I hoped this town might be inhabited, I was thinking of men, not worms, drakes, or beasts. These creatures may not have willingly allowed their raiding party to pass, but neither will they tell us anything of use. A few orcs may wander among the ruins, but we seek not one or two. We are looking for a more substantial force. We did not come here for nothing. The town may still speak to us of the Orcs' passage. Search for signs of the raiding party within the ruins of Framsburg, Beriathan, and slay these other foes while you do. We may not live in Framsburg now, but Durin has his sights set upon Gundabad to the north, and these creatures will pose a threat to any army passing nearby. Thane and their Nabra can only be a boon for our future curse. Alright, and we have some scholar artifacts in here. I think I have already maxed out my crafting. But just in case, let me take it. Yeah, Minacital crafting tier is complete. So we don't need to worry too much about it, but every once in a while, I guess I'm still gonna take a couple of those chests, just in case we might find something interesting. Okay, so this was the bridge, the main bridge. The one we used is just a poor replacement for the real deal. Chest in here, but not what I'm looking for. Vile Odgand. You have encountered Odgand the Vile and live to tell the tale of him. But on one matter they all agree. You do not want to encounter Odgand. The worm has feasted upon at least a score of travelers unfortunate enough to find themselves lost among the rocky crags of Misthallow during the last 6 months. and in that time he has grown larger and bolder than before. You should put an end to Beriathan before anyone else is lost to his insatiable hunger. Yeah, I don't mind fighting the worm, but where is he? Wind whistles among the cracked stones, but there is no sign of the raiders. Okay, well, there's a hunter in here, so at least I can fight this guy. Okay, Otgan, there you go. Simple. Otgan will no longer stalk the rocky cracks of Misthallow. In time, the stories of him will fade, and few will believe that he feasted upon at least 20 travelers in only 6 months. How could one creature eat so many? They will ask in disbelief. How big did he grow? How vile was he in the end? They will marvel. So very vile, some may reply. Just ask Beriathan, for he was there. Oh, we have a new deed. Quests of Misthallow. How many? 35. And ruins. 9 ruins. We already have the first one, Framsburg. I think the text on this quest is really funny, how they... Kinda like what Sam did, wondering how the story will be told. These ruins are filled with worm nests, but no sign of the raiding party. But I always found that curious, because as far as I remembered, this is the only time where a quest will end like this, wondering how story will be told. So it's kind of there, up in the air. I mean, never again has Beriathan wondered how his own story be told and what people might think of it. I think it's just a cool Easter egg, and I did enjoy it quite a lot, even if it was a little bit weird. So the reflecting pool is here in Framsburg. It's kind of weird, like there's nothing in here in Framsburg, but yeah, here it is. Really, really weird. Okay, where else I need to go? Okay, here. What do we have here? From the mud, you pry a metal badge marked with a thundercloud symbol. I'm gonna bring the badge back to Glóin then. Lots of bats. Christ! There's a hunter in here. Great. What now?
What is this? I have seen metal badges of this type before.
The orcs carry them, most likely to identify the tribe to which they belong. No dwarf would need such a thing. Can you imagine a Longbeard needing to carry a marker to remind himself he is a Longbeard? You consider pointing out the numerous symbols engraved on Glóin's weapons and clothes, but decide against it. I confess to you this symbol is not one I have encountered, Glóin continues. It looks like a thundercloud to me. Perhaps that is the identity of the band to which our raiding orcs belong. The downpour of woe, or the deluge of pain, or some other orcish nonsense. There is only one way onto or off of this rocky spur, Beriathan, and the raiding party is no longer here. You found this badge close to the southern cliff's edge? It seems to me the orcs stood there for a time, scouting their course, and this badge fell unnoticed as they did. I think they must have followed the river south. That is where our path leads. Alright. Going south we shall then, I guess. Let's see if we can ride a little bit. Oh, but there's a hunter in here. Ah, come on. Alright then. I guess I will continue on foot until I find the last hunter I need to complete a quest. Which hopefully will be soon. I hope. Gundabad Hill Crusher. Ah, yeah, the trolls. We don't need to worry about those trolls just yet. Getting there. We're getting there. Alright, the last hunter, thank God. You have put an end to the vile sport of the Endwing hunters, making more safe the lands along the river. The folk who live and adventure in Misthallow would give you their heartiest thanks if they knew the torture they would have faced in the grasp of the hunters, and that you saved them from it. You're very welcome. Gotta look for the river. The river now. Who's attacking now? Okay, another. All right. Okay, some tracks in here. Look at this, Beriathan.
Look at this.
Tracks, and these were made by creatures walking on 2 legs, not on 4. Orcs. The raiding party descended from Framsburg and came south, following the river.
These tracks were definitely made by the raiding party.
They scouted a curse from high above by the ruins of Framsburg and they followed it. Okay, what's... I mean, the other globes don't have a secondary stat, so what's the point? Let me see. Yeah. Let us go with these ones.
We should continue following the river south, but not without caution.
Nothing about these tracks convinces me that the raiding party changed its chosen course, Beriathan. We should continue following the river south, but not without caution. Let us remain alert for further sign of the orcs. Alright, so yeah, from what I remember, yes, the chapter 2 of the Legacy of Durin is actually really short. You just follow the tracks of the orcs, and once again, you will eventually reach Limlók, and from there, we'll grab all the quests in the area and go from south to north. But also, as far as I remember, chapter 3 of the Legacy of Durin would also have a couple quests in this area, so I think in the end it works out. It flows a little bit better if you do it that way, because then you can do the entire area as efficiently as possible. But I will agree, I would still say that the way in which this was handled initially was maybe not that smooth, we can say, because yeah, coming from either the south or the north, it's still weird. It's just that they made it out work for the best in the end, but it's still weird. Alright, back on the road. Can we ride now, please? Mailbox. Oh, okay, yeah, mailbox. Know where we are now. Dunabrig. Now, I do remember there are a couple of hidden chests and dwarf markers. That's what I thought in this area. Goblin Raider, really? There we go. Orc riders prowl the hills and valleys of the Floodfields, searching for easy prey and serving as the eyes of their dark masters in Gundabad. They must be defeated before they are able to return to the mountains with report of your movements along the Langflood. How many riders? 8, but once again, for some weird reason, the first one didn't count. Anyway, dwarf marker. So how many here in the Wells of Langflood? 10. Alright. Not that bad, but we still need to find 9 more of these things. And once again, I am quite certain there's also treasure caches in this area too, but I don't know. I don't know exactly when. Another one in here. More tracks. Okay, there we go. You find more tracks in the dirt by Hengi's Leap. And what is Hengi's Leap? Well, is this destroyed bridge that will take you to another dwarven mine, but we're getting ahead of ourselves for now. If the raiding party intended to cross the river here, the broken bridge prevented it. where to now? Well, we are still going south. My question rather is, will I find more dwarf markers around here? Hope I do, but not holding my breath. God's sake. Stupid bat. You're just a nuisance. Stop it. Alrighty, so another work rider in here. There we go. Halfway through already with those. That's great. So yeah, we should have a few more tracks around here, but first we also have this guy. All right. Please don't fall. You find more tracks, but these are speckled with blood. Huh. The blood and the footprints both lead eastward. Alright, one more raider in here. Ah, another one here. Okay, cool, cool. Now, just for, let us say, completionist sake, let me show you really quick the path to the south that connects the Wells to the Wells of Langflood. This is where you would enter the area if you were coming from the Vales, of course. The work riders you defeated will now return to Gundabad with report of your movements. That silence may also speak volumes to their dark masters, but that is a risk you have chosen to take. The folk who do live in the Floodfells will be safer for your efforts. Okay, we also have quests of the Floodfells. Right, okay. 25 in the Floodfells, 35 in Misthallow. Okay, okay. Yeah, this is the Wells of Langflood. We saw this entrance in here. We've been here already a couple times. But yeah, basically this is how the two areas are connected. Anyway, we need now to find the source of the blood tracks. And maybe if we are quick enough, we might be even able to finish chapter 2 of the Legacy of Durin today. That would be great. That would be awesome. So yeah, tracking this orc raiding party was not as long as I remembered it was. But then again, when I did this was the last thing I did in the area after doing all the other quests, and kind of backtracking from the north to the south, that felt weird too. So, well, we're reaching the point in which the Legacy of Durin, we'll meet with, we'll get to Limlók and we'll then meet with the other quests we've been doing. That is a godsend. This will stop being confusing in just a moment. Ah, wounded orc. Stay back, vermin. You are no better than the treacherous slime that stabbed me, but Natsatuk was surrounded by a company of his fiercest warriors, and you are not. They left me here to die, but I have strength enough to cut your throat before my own life ends. Thurgord's head sinks to his chest, and his sudden barking laugh seems to cause him a great deal of pain. Even so, he's bared his teeth in a smile. If you're able to slay me, do me this favor. Go to the village of the Birdfolk and slay Natsatuk, the rich villain. Or maybe your death will restore my strength and I will kill him myself. Good luck. As Thurgord dies, he rears his fangs at you in a mocking smile. So yeah, the raiding party is making it to Limlók, which is also what Hunulf was telling us. So something else that has just occurred to me. I don't know if I had told you before, but some of my headcanons have different characters doing everything that you do with one tune. So yeah, there's no way, for example, anyone could do the entirety of Volume 1 and then Volume 2. So for example, I always thought, well, my dwarven characters are the ones who canonically do Volume 2, and then my northern characters travel south with the Great Company, that kind of thing. So I've been thinking maybe these two storylines happened at the same time. The dwarven party coming south looking for the orcs, and Leothred and the Bjornings coming from the south to help Limlók, and then both stories converge at town. So you are given the chance of experiencing both storylines, but in reality your character is able to experience only one of them, but it's up to you to decide which. And this thought gives me a better peace of mind to reconcile both storylines. The Bjorning village of Limlók lies peacefully to the northwest.
There lies the village, but it seems peaceful.
We know the raiding party came this way, but where has it gone?
Do you remember the metal badge you found?
Do you remember the metal badge marked with the thundercloud symbol, the one you found among the ruins of Ramsburg that the orcs must have dropped? Glóin showed it to me while we journeyed south. I do not know about you, Beriathan, but I do not generally think thunderclouds are known for being stealthy. No, Thurgord's fellows are around here somewhere. That they have not shown themselves reveals more warring purpose than I believe they could possess. If they are not mere pillagers, what are they? We should go down into the town. It is too much to hope that they have already turned aside these raiders.
Why is this raiding party not shown itself?
Perhaps the villagers have seen something of use to us.
I do not like that this raiding party has not shown itself. No, I do not like it at all.
The small village looks tattered and worn. Okay, so we have a new deed settlements in the Wells of Langflood. And I guess this texting here, the small village looks tattered and worn, is for one of the other quests we need to complete, not the Legacy of Durin. We will speak to the chieftain and learn what he knows of the raiding party, for there to be no sign of it, given the dying words of Thurgord, seems most peculiar to me. I see nothing out of the ordinary. Might the orcs have turned aside? Seems unlikely to me. What brings you to Limlók, strangers? We have enough dwarves here. What do you mean? Have you seen a raiding party of orcs? I have. What happened to it? My people killed them to the last orc, as we always do. The raiding party is defeated. Then our errand here is finished. We need not travel together any longer. Those are welcome tidings. I am pleased to speed you on your way. Wait, Runerik. When did your people defeat this raiding party? Perhaps a week ago? Maybe a little longer. That is not the one we seek now. We have contended with orcs from Gundabad for many years. But they do not dispatch raiders this frequently. Something must have changed recently. Bah, it is no matter. We will turn this one aside as we have turned aside all the others. Let us at least survey your defenses, Runerik. Do as you like, but I am not afraid of these orcs or any others. These orcs seem more crafty than others I have seen. Perhaps I worry for nothing, and perhaps not. Let us check defenses, Beriathan. Like this one? The posts of the encircled wall are lower here. We repaired this part of the wall recently. Is there a problem? Maybe, yeah. The wooden palisade appears sturdy enough at this location. There have been many new folk in Limlók of late. Aye, too many. What about this one? Shorter posts were used for the encircling wall behind the barn. The raiding party of which your friend spoke must have gotten lost. Or they decided not to risk the ire of Runerik Knotbeard and his people. I wouldn't be so sure. What about you? You hear a waterfall beyond the wall here. A natural defense? We are not strangers to fighting with orcs. Do not worry about us. My sister speaks true. Orc slaying is our favorite hobby. If you say so. The cliffs beyond the palisade here should serve as adequate defense. Hey, stand clear of the crops. No one will attack us from this direction, friend. I take it you have seen no sign of this raiding party? How surprising. What is that? What is that smell? Oh, jeez! Smoke! Fire and smoke! Fighting in the village square! That was quick. Beriathan, it's the raiding party. Go and protect Imák and Venko. Limlók is under attack. These orcs are canny, Beriathan. They set fires along the outskirts of the village at the same time, in order to thin out the defenders. But they did not account for us. Hey, these orcs carry different badges than the one you found at Framsburg. What does that mean? No thundercloud on this one, see? Instead, there is a sword with dribbling blood. No time to puzzle it out now. Well, on that you are right. Go help the Longbeard and the Shellrook, Beriathan. I will find some water for these flames. This attack is better planned than I expected from the Orcs. They set fires on opposite sides of the village at the same time, forcing us to split the defenses. I hate to say it, but these Orcs may work better together than we do. They did wound one of their own and leave him behind, so perhaps not. Beriathan, go help Imák and Glóin. I will find some water to douse this flame. Our companions are safe? That is good to hear, my friend. Let us finish off the Orcs here and the village will follow suit. These Orcs carry thundercloud badges like the one you found at Framsburg. So what's going on here, exactly? Leave no dwarves alive. Natsatuk of Nulshatark. Okay, yeah, this is the guy we were told about. Wait, let him live. He may be of use to us. I care not. These orcs must die for endangering my people. He will, my husband. His wounds are grave and he will not recover from them. Learn what you can from him, Beriathan. He does not have long to live. What will he tell us, I wonder? Enjoy the days you have left, for they are few. Natsatuk coughs weakly and blood spreads from his wounds, soaking his armor. The time of the dwarves is nearly ended. The Lord of Gundabad. The Lord of Gundabad. Natsatuk closes his eyes, and with his last exhalation he breathes a name. Gorgar the Ruthless. Natsatuk perishes, as did Thurgoord with his smiling fang spared. Farewell to the worms who raided my town and to the vermin who led them. None shall mourn. I thank you for your aid and that of your companions, Beriathan. It was well given.
And so, our mission is at an end.
Had I known at the outset how little time we would need to spend together before its successful conclusion, I might not have complained so loudly. It is a jest only. You performed admirably during the attack, man. Indeed, Venko and Glóin also proved themselves most able in battle. These folk are fortunate that we were here. We'll take this one.
But where has the old Longbeard gone?
Does he not wish to celebrate this victory with the rest of us and with the people of the village? Okay, we'll need to talk to Glóin and then we will get some explanations that I was hoping we could get before the end of today's episode to finish chapter 2 of the Black Book, of the Legacy of Durin, sorry. But I guess that little bit will have to wait just a tad longer. So once again, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.